Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Time Vision Talks. Today, I'm with my man,
Big Drake.
And Godfrey.
and I'm Fike. And today we're going to be talking about the NBA Finals, the LA Lakers, and, of course, LeBron James.
King.
So we got a big Lakers fan in the house to my right, and we'll start it off with him. What do you think of the Lakers, man?
So as of right now,
Yeah,
you
what's
can
going
basically say it looks like the Lakers are favored to win. We're waiting out to see who comes up from the East between the Miami and the Celtics.
Yeah.
I think Miami's about to take this, but we just gotta wait and see.
Honestly, I definitely think Miami is coming out of the East, but let's just talk about the Lakers for a second. The Lakers, they definitely have the legacy of being champions.
Yeah.
16-time NBA champions.
I already know.
I just wanted to add in there, when you look at the Lakers as a team, like the way the blend of the young people and like the experience is perfect. I'll give an example of the last game. I seen Dwight Howard kind of like Jokic, he was getting in his head a little bit,
Yeah, honestly,
Jokic is a very important piece for the Nuggets too.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the game, second quarter, 4 fouls, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah,
that's true.
The
No.
blend is perfect.
I feel like Dwight Howard came in with that mentality to get under his skin too. Since the first game, he was doing like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah,
weird
just
shit around
getting
him,
body shots,
hitting him here,
If you guys pay
same shit.
attention to Dwight, coming into the season, he was fit.
Yeah.
He was fit.
Yeah,
After games, he was going out to work out again. He was fit. So what they did was, because Jokic is not to be known as a athletic
he's not an
player.
athletic player, yeah.
So Dwight was just running up and down, and it was tiring Jokic, the Joker out. and
Yeah.
That was key.
Yeah, and
that
Joker-
was detrimental to the Lakers because he was too tired and he was getting foul trouble.
And I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I actually rate like the Joker's IQ massively after this playoff.
Oh,
run.
no, yeah, no,
the
yeah.
I don't think
passes-
people really knew how good he was until this season.
Yeah.
Until this playoffs especially. When
Yeah.
they started seeing him do some
Last
crazy
season
passes.
they kind of flopped with the Trailblazers, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they
They
sent them
did.
home.
They
CJ
did.
McCollum and Dame. yeah.
But Jamal Murray stepped up.
yeah.
Okay,
This time.
Kitchener's own Jamal Murray.
I gotta rate Jamal Murray for being Canadian,
Oh
of course,
my-
and just being a crazy player. A crazy player.
Nah,
Dude.
he impressed me. I can't even lie. Against the Lakers,
That Michael Jordan layup?
ooh. And I was telling these guys, like,
Dude.
that was impressive, but then he followed it up with the off the left bank shot with the left.
Yeah.
I'm like, not much people do
Kobe
that.
vibes.
Yeah,
Kobe vibes.
yeah. I saw Maple Mambo,
Maple Mamba.
trending for a little bit, but I'm like, calm down,
Relax.
calm
No,
down. You
I
got to
know.
do this for 20 years.
That's true. That is true. I do it for a while to be considered great.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, with the Lakers coming this far, considering they weren't even in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they haven't been in the playoffs for a long time now, no? Like how many? 10 years?
10.
And the last
10
time they were in the
long
playoffs, they
years.
won a championship.
Last time we
That's
were
how you know
there.
the real fans.
With
That's how the
Kobe?
real fans.
Yeah, Kobe won the championship. No, last time they were in the finals. 2010 season, and that's when they beat the Celtics,
Yeah.
and they got swept the next year. But then it was that they got swept against Dallas, and Dallas ended up winning the next
Oh,
year.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But
10 years, man, and we're back and wewe're happy. We're happy to be here.
it's been a long
As a
journey
Laker
for
fan.
sure. And honestly, with LeBron coming to the Lakers, like he said yesterday, he's like, this is what I came here for, you know?
Yeah.
Because obviously he's been out of the last 10 years, he's been in nine in the NBA finals.
9 out of 10. He
So
missed last year
he knows how to
because-
get to the finals.
Yeah, he
So
was
pretty much
injured.
him coming to the Lakers was like a guarantee almost. Okay, now the Lakers are pretty much contenders once again. So
The
with that
AD
being said,
AD
and
trade.
obviously the AD
Don't forget
addition was
AD.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And overall though, I would say throughout the playoffs, throughout the season, it was more so LeBron than AD. But in this last series though, I feel like AD really proved himself even more so. Hitting the
stepping
game
up to
winner.
the
He hit the
plate.
game
Yeah, stepping up
winner,
to the
won.
plate.
That's true.
But every game, and he showed up.
Yeah.
And he showed out, pretty much. Like,
And he's growing, man.
Yeah, man.
But that was a question
He's
for
young,
AD, right? Because he was playing in New Orleans, which is a small market team, but now everyone wants
Yeah.
to know how is he going to shine under the big bright lights of LA, and he stepped up to the plate.
And that's a big, that's a lot of head, on your shoulders. That's
Yeah,
a lot of
but-
weight right there. Like,
but you know what it is? I feel like he was waiting for that moment because he hasn't come this far in the playoffs ever, right? Or
It's
has
first
he
time.
even made
First
the-
time.
First time in the playoffs.
in the finals.
in the finals.
I don't think he's got past the
The
second
first,
round.
no, I don't think he's got past the first round, bro.
I want to say no, they did because the
Bryant.
year when they had Rondo, there was Rondo, DeMarcus Cousins when DeMarcus was injured. But
Oh,
Rondo
yeah,
and AD,
yeah,
they
you're
beat
right.
Portland once, and they won because Drew Holiday was able to feed off of Rondo's IQ. Rondo's a really smart player for Rondo. Big up yourself. But he were able to feed off of that, and they beat Portland. And I think that's the second round was the furthest he went. Now he's in the finals the year after.
I feel like he's meant for these moments, you know? Like
He's a superstar. He's
a
unicorn.
superstar.
He's a unicorn.
Yeah.
He's a definite
it's
unicorn.
true. And really, like, it's in these moments that he's gonna shine. Like hitting that game winner was crazy. Like he's never had a play that big in his life. Pretty much that's the biggest play of his life. Yeah.
No.
In his career.
There's sides that say he came up short in like clutch moments, but I don't agree with that. But that was a big shot.
That was crazy.
Plumlee messed up. But that was a great shot. That was a really good shot.
Was in terms of the defensive play. That switch was a terrible. I don't know what they drew up as a defensive play to switch on the screen or not, but pretty much he left them open. And despite that,
Joker did recover. Joker did recover, and he was able to contend. But it would have been different if a match right up on you and you go for a shot.
Dude, I'm telling you, if Plumlee stayed on Anthony Davis in that last play, he wasn't gonna get the ball. They wouldn't have given him the ball.
I think they would have.
Really?
The player, allegedly, because I don't believe that. They said the player was drawn up for LeBron. LeBron was supposed to get the ball, but LeBron didn't move because I think the way they were playing defense, Jeremy Grant was playing defense again. LeBron didn't move, so that's why when they ran across, Plumlee thought, "Oh, it's a pick," but it wasn't. Yeah. So he's trying to tell Jeremy Grant to reach out to AD, and Jeremy's like, "Why? There's no pick." And then by that time, it's too late.
And the rest is history.
And now we're in the finals.
But despite that shot, it was a big moment. I think the Lakers would have made it anyways to the finals. So let's talk about the finals. They're there now. Now we're literally just waiting for either Boston or Miami to come through.
Jimmy gets buckets.
And Jimmy buckets is a problem.
We were talking like obviously off air, like about like it's gonna go to game 7 or whatnot. Now I'm thinking about it. They could close that shit tonight. To be honest with you,
they can.
They could close that shit tonight.
They have to. If that momentum goes in Boston, it's over. You know what I mean?
I feel like the momentum is already in Boston's favor. But despite that, like coming back from 3-1 is very difficult.
It is.
They have the key guys to do it though.
The Clippers can't relate to anyway.
Okay, first of all, that was
finals.
Okay, well, we talk about the Clippers first, okay? What was that all about? I don't even want to bash like Denver, like because Denver's amazing, you know. They do what they do, and they are what they are, you know. And they proved themselves this year to be like an amazing team with amazing young talent. But at the same time, like, come on, man. I really wanted to see a battle of LA. Lakers versus the Clippers in the semifinals, and honestly, and I was telling my friends, I was like, yo, dude, that's gonna be more of the finals than the finals itself. And we didn't even get that.
Whoever won that won the NBA championship. That's the way you're gonna look at it.
Pretty much, that's what we were looking at. But just the series itself would have been just insane. But, yo, what happened there?
I'm gonna be honest. I know playoff P play. Sorry, Paul George. I know Paul George didn't play at his best, but it's being documented that Doc Rivers, the coach, he basically chokes in crunch time. Since Kobe wasn't, there's actual documents show it. There's a video that came up surfaced that when they were playing the Boston in the finals, Kobe's last championship, Phil Jackson, the coach for the Lakers, came up and like, you guys know they have a terrible record of not closing in the fourth quarter. So let's take this game. And they showed years after that because when he had Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, they were up 3-1 and they choked one time. That he's done this before. This is either the third or the fourth time this has happened. So we want to blame the players, but if you check it, Kawhi was the offense. They fed the ball to Kawhi. Kawhi just do you, and they had nothing else. They didn't have a system in place to get other players involved. That's why Paul George was struggling because he was not in position to actually.
I feel like that's why the Raptors were successful with Kawhi is because Nick Nurse really knew how to use him.
Yo, big up Nick Nurse.
Bro, Isaac real talk. Big up Nick Nurse.
He just collected a bag, and he deserved that. I was a big Dwayne Case, and this is where we were talking about this one time when we were talking about black coaches getting replaced. This is the one time I actually agreed with this decision because you could clearly see the person who took over brought the team to somewhere else. Like even without Kawhi, he did well this season. He did do that.
So this season, Kawhi. I'm sorry, man. We should have stayed with the Raptors. That would have been a straight ticket to the finals. We would have played LeBron in the finals. We would have played LeBron in the finals and solidified your legacy if you won. But with that being said, I'm glad you're out. And I'm glad the Lakers are going to the finals. And my prediction for the finals, regardless of if they're going to play Boston or they're going to
Give us
play
both scenarios. Give us both scenarios.
both scenarios? Okay,
Both
I
scenarios.
feel like in if they're going to play Boston, they're grimy. The thing with Boston is that they're just like the Lakers. They're a city of championships. You know, they've won a lot of championships too, and they know how to
legacy.
win.
The
They have a
legacy.
legacy and they
Yeah.
have pride.
For
And if you think about all Boston teams, and not just in basketball, but even baseball and like hockey, bro, these guys are grimy. That's a grimy city. And they know how to play hard.
They know Boston's known for that.
Exactly. So I feel like if Boston was to play the Lakers, and obviously that would be the craziest like finals because that's already a rivalry. Boston Lakers in the
Sleeping
finals.
Giants, you know, for a minute. Yeah.
Exactly, and they've played in the finals like countless amount of times. And I would give it to the Lakers, and I would give it to them in 6. However, I feel like if they're gonna play Miami, it might have to go to 7 because
It's a potential.
it's a potential
6-7.
Those
That's,
guys-
6-7 is like
Those
both
guys are
series.
shooters, man. Like they're
yeah,
shooters.
yeah, they're
bro.
playing
Like,
ball.
Yeah.
And their center, Bam,
Adebayo,
Adebayo,
yeah.
Bro, not just him, bro. They have so many different key players like
Tyler,
Jimmy Buckets. They got what's it?
Tyler off the bench.
Tyler Hero.
They got Goran Dragic.
Goran Dragic. That's
Their
exactly
point
what
guard.
Goran Dragic.
Yeah,
That guy's
Dragic,
crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
no, he's
Yeah.
underrated. He's underrated.
Super underrated, and he's left-handed too.
Yeah, no, he's dope. He's dope with the
crazy.
rock. He gets the guys the ball in the right place at the right time.
And his ball IQ is crazy too.
Yeah,
he
no,
has really
he's
good
good.
IQ.
He's definitely good.
Yeah, they have a lot of key pieces, man.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
then,
they can do some damage.
Well, you know, we're talking about like let's just say like the Celtics and Miami. Like obviously, one of them are gonna play Lakers in the finals, right? We're talking about Jimmy should have closed that last one.
Yeah.
But then again, I feel as if like one way to kill Miami, there's a reliance on Jimmy, especially when it comes to towards the end of the game when they have to close. There's a certain reliance. I feel as if I can bite them again.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
So
yeah.
you feel like they probably took him out of the game. I haven't watched much games in that series to be quite honest. I watched more highlights because I just more
No,
interested
but then
in
like
the
yo,
Lakers.
Jimmy takes it. That's one thing you gotta appreciate. Cause like for instance, again, like when you're watching your team play, you want your star players to like, yo, I want this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Jimmy does that, yo. Like if you look at the most situations, like yo, end of the game, like who are they gonna throw it
That's
to?
so
He
true.
opens up, he gets it, man.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
goes through the line. He's
No,
not scared of that.
He's a grinder, and that's why you respect Jimmy Buck. He had
He worked his way up, man.
He
Through
did.
the years,
He did.
through the different
He
teams
did.
he's played with, he's
He
grinding
did.
hard to
Shout
get
out-
where he is.
Shout out to, I wish Jimmy actually had signed with the Lakers in the offseason rather than them go after Kawhi, but it's a different conversation for another time.
yeah.
I really like Jimmy Buckets. Now, my prediction essentially is I got actually it's exactly what you said. I got the Lakers in 6 against Boston. Actually, I have them like in 5. So 5 game, 4-1. And then I got Lakers versus Miami, 6 or 7. So that's where only plot really differs around that area. But let's just say Lakers win. What is LeBron's legacy at that point?
Let's talk about the legacy. Because, first of all, they have to win. They have to win for obviously the city. They have to win for everything that's going on. They have to win for Kobe. So, shout out to LeBron for carrying the team. You know, like
that golden
that guy
perfect,
knows how to carry people on his shoulders, and the organization just take it places. Like every single time he's been in the finals, every single time he's been, throughout the playoffs. So shout out to LeBron.
Yeah.
He's definitely improved Kuzma too. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Kuzma's come a long way.
They had
too.
to tie
Under that
in Kuz
influence.
because Kuz was
LeBron. That's the LeBron effect right there.
Yeah.
He
Speaking
could have
about
had
legacy.
Alonzo Ball early career, but I'm sorry to say, like, there's a lot of hype.
Yeah,
But shout out to Alonzo Ball. He's getting.
It was.
He's playing pretty good.
As much as I love LeVar in the beginning, it's LeVar's fault. But
Yeah. But that's a whole other topic.
That's a topic. Yeah.
So
LeBron.
LeBron getting to the finals 9 out of the last 10 years. That's insane. Like no one knows how to get to the finals
It's
like
incredible.
anyone like LeBron.
It's
LeBron knows how to
incredible.
get there.
Yeah.
Now with that being said, he's only won 3 out of the 8 times. So statistically going in, the odds are kind of against him, to win the finals. But I think he'll do it this year. And once he does do it, obviously the whole GOAT talks are gonna start again. Who's better, LeBron,
Not
Kobe, or Michael Jordan?
Yeah, but then me personally, like I feel as if like it's a common trend that everyone notices, but then obviously everyone like just brushes aside. Like when it comes to like getting your flowers, like when LeBron is done now, I feel as if people are gonna be like, nah, he was the,
I mean,
like it's one of those. It's tough to love someone when you're currently seeing them. People pick so many holes.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
like really hard.
you will get appreciated more in the future. That's 100% true. When it comes to the goal talk, it's hard to put him over Michael Jordan. I'm gonna be honest, but
Even Kobe,
just because the narrative of Michael Jordan is excellent.
Yeah.
So every time he went to the finals, he won.
6 out of
6 out of 6.
But at the end of the day, if you're talking about legacy, it is a big part of legacy is championships, right? Like
Yeah,
people
it is, yeah.
notice you because you win and because you know how to win.
Once you're the
and get those
franchise
chips.
player,
exactly.
definitely.
So 6 out of 6 is, if you're 100%, man, that's amazing, and
Yeah.
that's why Michael Jordan is considered the GOAT, and for great reason he's the GOAT. With LeBron, I feel like that's where people are reluctant. You know, they're like, okay, we can't say he's the GOAT because he goes to the finals but he loses. He's only won 3. You know,
Yeah.
and then but.
No, but then there's some.
I don't know.
I feel as if there's so many factors that
There are.
because like if you look at if you look at like for instance Michael Jordan's situation, I feel as if like the pieces kind of.
That's true. Like, look at the teams
everything,
LeBron carries to the finals,
LeBron
bro.
goes and makes them better like every time. You know, he goes places.
I don't disagree with that.
Pretty much just hop on.
But you just look at the quick difference is that when Michael Jordan struggled to get to the finals until he got the right pieces. LeBron made it to the finals, but he didn't win until he get the right pieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the big difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to wait and
think
see. And
in my books, personally, like LeBron's up there. Like,
No, that's top 3. That's top 3.
I
sure.
think he's number 3.
Yeah,
like, there's no doubt
it's
about
MJ,
that.
Kobe,
LeBron.
and MJ and Kobe are like tie for me, and so LeBron just comes third.
Yeah.
That's it for me
Top
personally.
3.
there's a lot of other players too that could be
Yeah, but
considered
then
that's a lot.
That's
No,
top
there
3.
is.
Okay,
You
so
gotta
let's just stick with
respect
those
the
3 for
legends.
now.
Yeah, respect the
Between those 3, LeBron is definitely
That's
third.
it, yeah.
But let's say he wins 2 with the Lakers, then he's tied with Kobe.
Nah, but
Kobe
still.
has 5, and then LeBron has 5.
Still.
Still?
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, no,
still.
basketball move wise, just footwork and shooting and everything just
Really?
Yeah. Still.
yeah. I honestly
like,
believe
you-
in Kobe.
What
and
about overall dominance on the game? Like let's say if we were to look at a game, I feel like LeBron could just dominate.
Yeah.
No, but then
you can.
He's physical, like
Yeah,
But that's the thing. LeBron's a freak in nature. Right?
Exactly.
You don't
He
see
is,
anyone
he
do
is.
what he does.
And the
at
thing is
his
that for
size.
someone like Kobe, who doesn't have that advantage, you know, to do what he kind of did. Like I don't know. You
LeBron,
know?
another thing
was
with Kobe, he went through a lot of injuries too.
Kobe was a special player.
He did.
man.
He did.
Comparison,
He
yeah,
did have
mentally-
some, but
mentally he was.
It's only more towards the later of his career.
it
That's
was
when
more
the
towards
injuries
the end.
actually started to hit. But when it comes to legacy between LeBron and MJ and Kobe, it's something we just gotta appreciate. In all honesty,
another thing is
you could argue it as much as possible. It's better to just appreciate it and see how it plays
Just
out.
appreciate it. Yeah. Pretty
know what I
much.
Plus,
Yeah.
that mama mentality is something of its own.
Everyone's adopted it, right? So Kobe made
true.
his impact, and rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace,
Rest in peace,
Gigi.
brother.
That was some incredible news, and I'm a Laker fan. That still hits me to today every time I think about it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get all.
No. But
Such a
honestly,
red talk.
that's why, like, and it's for them. It's for Gigi. It's
It
for
is for
Kobe,
them.
and this championship is gonna be even sweeter. You know?
Yeah.
And
Celebrate it like he's with us.
exactly. And with that being said, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you for joining us. As always, leave the comments down in the section below. Leave a like, leave a thumbs up, and please subscribe. I've been with my guests,
Godfrey.
Big Drake.
and I was Spike. Thank you for joining us. Peace.